Oh, this? I'm just playing IceCap Zone. In Sonic Mania. Oh yeah, today we're going to be checking out some of the coolest zone mods in Sonic Mania, starting off with this IceCap Zone. And first thing I gotta say, the music is so good. It's honestly an amazing remix of the IceCap music, and I love it, just in the Mania style. And the stage design, definitely pulling from IceCap 1, and that's pretty good. One thing that piques my curiosity is, will the boss fight be the same, or will it be different? Because this is a layout, this goes on top of Press Garden, so you just go to Press Garden trying to play this one. But I'm still curious what it will be. I like how it takes just a couple Press Garden mechanics, and it feels a lot more original. The zone feels more like its own thing. In fact, if this was over Press Garden, I probably wouldn't have minded, honestly. It's kept one of my favorite zones from Sonic 3. It's just really fun to play through. And definitely one of the more chill zones. One thing I will comment about is that the platforms don't function the way they did in Sonic 3. In this, the way they work is that they're just flat platforms, so those edges, railings don't actually do anything, so it's a lot harder to get onto them, I will say. Just something. Oh my god, Tails, what is he doing? Okay, we're at the boss. What is it? Never mind, I thought it was the boss. Wait. Oh wait. It is the Press Garden boss, but I do like that it's been retextured, so at least there's something to it. Because sometimes it's just the exact same boss with no difference. But this one, the elements of the fight, basically these blocks have been slightly retextured to be more IceCap-like. And that's pretty cool. There we go. What happens when it explodes? Because that's what turns the leaf of Press Garden, the garden, into an ice. I don't know why it becomes ice, even though it's called Press Garden. I'm assuming that's referring to like printer press, the unused objects. Oh, it's just gone. Okay. That's fine. Okay, what's Act 2 gonna be like? No cutscene. Makes sense. You know, normally I complain that the Act 2 music feels more empty, but at least we're going outside. On Act 1, the only thing we did outside was not even snowboard, we just rolled down a hill. This is all too familiar from trying to speedrun it in that challenges thing. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing it, but the trampolines would have been cool to have. Still, some of these stage mods are actually pretty cool, but at least the actual stage was kept, so I can acknowledge that addition, I would say. This basically feels like you're playing Sonic Mania 2 with all these zones, the ones brought back, and there are even some custom ones or some... oh no. Bro, Sonic, what is you doing? I heard that happened to someone while looking at the comments for this mod, but still. It's kind of funny, honestly. I didn't really get stuck. Oh no. Oh dang, that was fast. But oh, okay. First time I hit him on his way down. The boss keeps a decoration from from IceCap, which, yeah, very creative way of doing the boss fight. Or at least somewhat, I would say. It has enough difference that it's noticeable, which is pretty cool. Because it's not like the level is the exact same. The level is completely different stage design than Press Garden. It's IceCap Act 2, what do you expect? I noticed that it felt... oh no, probably because I spent all of my time outside the ice. It's probably why I didn't notice it being as deathly, I guess. There we go. That took way more time than it should have. Okay, I bet you're not gonna guess which zone we're moving on to now. Coral Cave Zone from Sonic Rush Adventure, I believe. I have not played Sonic Rush Adventure, but for any of you who have, you should definitely say how accurate it is. But one thing I'm noticing is, for one, I like the level design. Basically what it's like the overlays of old gimmicks, and this goes on top of Oil Ocean. I can say I don't feel like I'm playing Oil Ocean here. And some of the gimmicks that are in it, like, for one, the springy thing. I don't know if that's already a thing in Mania, but I don't know. So far, I'm liking it. Actually, that might make sense, because coral, underwater stuff, that actually makes sense. I'll allow it. Why I'm playing as Raid Knuckles? Because I wanted to spice it up, add some variety in the mix. Is this like the elevator? Yep. Okay. No, I think that's pretty okay. And, oh, I was really hoping you could go into that. That would have been so cool. Nope, just some decoration. Decoration's pretty good. I don't understand why there are some random rings there. There are a couple weird things here and there, but so far I'm quite enjoying it. Uses some of the Oil Ocean assets though, but like they've all still been reskinned or retextured. And obviously the stage design's completely different. And underwater, very different. This is not my Oil Ocean, but it's definitely one I appreciate. And I like that new springy wheel gimmick. It's kind of cool, in my opinion. One thing I do find inconsistent is that it seems that half of these platforms crumble and the other half don't. So, I'm just pointing out some things I notice. I got the smooth brain, what do you expect? I think we're at the boss. And yeah, it's about the same. Actually, I think it's easier because there aren't any of those platforms that shoot you up into the air. Skip to Act 2 because that boss is really easy. And we get free hyper rings, why not? Music change, okay. One thing I am noticing in these kind of things is there is a lack in the variety of enemies. I don't know if that's a thing that was already in Sonic Mania, not having many different enemies, but just like in IceCap there's like the one mouse guy, maybe there's a second one, and here I'm just noticing the seahorse and the octopus guy. So it's just something that I've noticed. I played a couple other stage mods that I attempted to record but failed. Oh no. Come on. There we go. It's okay if Knuckles drowns. He's just a secondary character. I don't care if this game's name is Sonic Mania Knuckles. This is Ray Mania Knuckles. Exactly. The game gets it. Another thing with this level is that some things are just randomly touchable, and then the same object, even if colored the same way, like basically the exact same looking thing, is completely permeable. You can just walk right through it. So, yeah. Hey, everything's got its good and bad side, but honestly, this is actually a really cool level to play through. I'm quite enjoying it. Takes a water level vibe, gives it lesser water, but definitely really cool decoration background, and I'm drowning. Help. Never mind, it's fine. I am loving the music, the vibe this level's giving me. Because the start of the music feels like it's going to be a beach thing, but then once you get into it, it definitely feels like more of an underwater vibe. And we're at the boss, okay. Okay, I don't know about that part going through the thing. Oh, even the boss has been retextured. Were there always platforms here? I don't remember. And Knuckles is... Oh, wait, no, this boss has actually been changed, so if you go in the water, it'll blast you back up. Like, there is actually a gameplay difference in this boss, which is actually really cool. Oh yeah, because there's no oil. Basically, it took that idea and basically stole it as its own, but in one of the best ways possible. This is probably one of the creative ways I've ever seen a boss remake. Because normally it's just retextured, but this is retextured plus, and I'm very impressed. The thing is, that water blasting thing, I think had to be coded from scratch, like into the game, because I don't remember this being a thing in the game before this, so that's actually really cool if it was, like, self-made. The entire gimmick of this boss fight, basically. Half of it. And even if this is the first time I've actually seen the boss itself recolored. Because I am 100% sure that that thing was just pure pink. Normally it's just the decoration around, but this is actually one of the most creative ways to remake a boss fight that I've seen. Short little quick note story. In my first time playing Sonic Mania, I had already gone the DLC, before I even got the game. But basically, when I was trying to figure out how to use Ray, I was so confused because I learned he could glide, and I think I saw a video of someone doing it. But I didn't realize you use left and right to control it, and I always thought it was up and down, and I was so confused. So all I would do was just this. Because I just couldn't realize that just hold left. Hold the direction you're facing. Why did I jump? Okay. Maybe this boss still has a little broken bugs, but so far still pretty fun and definitely original in its own way. Original in its own way. It's an original reimagining of the boss, I'll say. But I mean that in the best way possible. There we go. You, come back to life. Let's go. And even the ship's been retextured to look like more of a pirate ship, I believe. Still, that's nice. And now, we're gonna move on to something that you have probably not seen because it's not a zone that exists. Genocide City Zone. This is an unused zone from Sonic 2. It's been shown in there's a ROM hack or mod, I think, of Sonic 2 called Sonic 2 Long Edition, I believe, that had the zone. But this basically takes that and fleshes it all out. It has new enemies. Okay, somewhat new. When I say new, I mean they're designed new, not just like the same enemies from the zone. But sadly, the music is still Chemical Plant. Okay, Chemical Plant music is good. I just mean, you know, it's different. But because it's from Sonic 2, I chose to play as Tails, of course. From what I've seen on the mod, it is about 25% complete, but so far, it's looking good. It's definitely feels like something bad has happened here. Almost like Eggman's taken over dystopia sort of city in the background, and I think even the design and level itself really shows it. Kind of like you're sneaking around in the background, sneaking around the sewers. Is that Big Brother? Is he watching? Maybe. Why can I not jump here? Oh, you just can't. Okay. Again, is Tails. So even though I seem to be seeing the same enemies around, it, for one, new level design, and for two, I hate these mosquitoes, and for three, they're somewhat new versions of old enemies. Basically, it feels different, in a way. But still, lack of new music is kind of sad, though. Shut up! I'm listening to... Oh no. Oh, and we get Egg Robo. How nice. But I mean, that kind of makes sense. And if Eggman took control of this world, if anything would be in charge, it would be an Egg Robo, like a police guard, kind of. By in charge, I mean like basic power levels to control the people. I don't know. I'm basically making up lore from the spot, but it's cool because I feel like this actually allows you to interpret the lore. I'm assuming the boss is gonna be no different. Oh no, even the boss has a reskin. So it kind of feels like, imagine a chemical plant without the chemicals. No, this is actually what this kind of city would have. Chemicals, dirtiness, bad. I don't know, I'm still just imagining this. There we go. I didn't even need a damage boost. I should not be proud of myself for that. Oh, dang. Sad that it's only Act 1, but now Act 2 is all bugged out. I was hoping to get to jam out to the Act 2 soundtrack, but we're here to play through new... Oh, okay. Okay. This is really a corrupt chemical plant as far as I've seen. Just corrupt in a different way, honestly. Okay, moving on to the final zone in this video, which is... Mystic Cave. So basically, it feels like... Okay, these aren't things that are in Sonic Mania practically. These are new. These are added. Someone had to make these, and I am very impressed so far. These guys, I hate them because they have states where they're literally invulnerable, but still, they don't exist, I think. I mean, the closest thing we have are those light things from... Oh, there's even some new stuff, unless I've just never been good enough to take the top path. This is new, as far as I've seen, and I am loving it, honestly. This one's real good. I'm curious to see what other enemies. Okay, we got those ones. I don't even know their names. I know none of these things' names. But I know that they exist. You know what would be actually really cool? That one part in Act 2 where you fall down and go into Hidden Palace. Hey, another time for experiences playing Sonic games as a young child. When I was playing Sonic 2 mobile, because how else would I manage to play it? Basically, in Mystic Cave Zone, every time I would play Act 2, I played as Sonic, played as Knuckles, I think I played as Tails, I don't know. But the point is, every time I go into Mystic Cave Zone, I would only make it to Hidden Palace. I would keep falling down that pit. I never even knew the actual Mystic Cave Zone boss. I just assumed you were supposed to go into Hidden Palace, because I would always mess up that one jump. You probably know the one. You just keep falling, and you go down into Hidden Palace. And then I was like, oh, I guess this is just how Mystic Cave Zone ends. And then the Hidden Palace Zone boss is the actual one. No. There's an actual Mystic Cave Zone. Also, compared to the other remakes like IceCap, because I've played IceCap before, not Coral Cave. Like, honestly, this one, it feels so Sonic Mania-like. Instead of being as much of a recreation as the original stage, it takes the original stage and really mania-fies it, I guess. That's kind of what it's supposed to do, but it's definitely one of the best executed I've ever seen. Because think about it. For one, it takes things that weren't even in Mania, and then makes them in Mania. And then not only that, it takes some of the cool parts from Mystic Cave, and again, makes them there. But then it basically designs the stage has been designed in a way that feels original and fresh to anyone who's played Mystic Cave more than their fair share of times. That sounds like me. And for one, the level has so many routes and it's very big, like Sonic Mania's level maps. I mean, you know Sonic Mania's level maps are big if you've seen Chemical Plant Act 2. I'm curious to see what Act 2 holds, because this is a full creation. Everything's made for this one. So, because Genocide City still is in progress, but I was curious to see what it would be like in imagining of a zone that doesn't exist. Even taking inspiration from a version of that zone that doesn't exist, but basically expanding on it. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, this is a Press Garden one, and yeah, it basically does the same thing. Oh, but the boss is different. Like, sure, the boss gimmicks itself, the way it works is the same. But just like with the last one, it still looks different to fit the vibe of what you're fighting. Same thing with Coral Cave, so honestly, this is really cool. There we go. Now, I'm curious, does this one have the cutscene? Because I've played my fair share of Press Garden today. But it's not. Seems to. Here we are, Act 2. Because, okay, it took that flying battery thing. And it's taking this thing, which originally was in Marble Garden. I don't know if it's in this thing, but still, nice to have. Because it ruins everything. Nice to have in the way of creative level design, not nice to have in the way of making the player enjoy this as much. But for what? Bro, we got minecarts. I remember seeing these. This? Very cool way of doing it. Because not even Mystic Cave... Basically, this is Mystic Cave Plus, not even Mystic Cave Remake. This is even better than I've seen from some Sonic Mania remixes. And there's a larger variety of enemies. Even if they're not from Mystic Cave, we still have the ones from Mystic Cave, plus some. This is actually... Oh, we're supposed to go left, but still, this is actually insane. But, like, these things don't exist. These are original, and I'm very impressed by this. Yes, minecart. Also, Sonic's just direct, blank expression towards the screen will never not be funny. He's just... Bro, help me. There's also those miner guys that jump out of the ground, because those are, as far as I remember, from Aquatic Ruin, and this is not Aquatic Ruin. But nice touch, because they've been redesigned to actually look like miners. With an E. Miners with an E. Oh. There's a goodie basket, I see. Oh, I already have hyper rings. Why not have more? Tails is just repeatedly dying. That is hilarious. You know, I regret grabbing those hyper rings. I should have just left them in case I'd taken damage. It's weird, this level's making me go left a lot more than I'd expect. But still, I think I've given a lot of my thoughts about this level. It's amazing. What more do I need to say besides what I've already said? Honestly, this is probably the best way you can spice up your Sonic Mania experience. Even the next time you play, this is, okay, no offense to Sonic Mania, but for the people who like the recreations of zones more than the new ones, skip this one, so that then while you're playing the game, you can play through this rather than Press Garden. Press Garden's not bad or anything, just, this is amazing, honestly. And especially if you've played Sonic Mania a lot, it'll definitely add a new touch to your experience. And even if you've just wanted to relive Mystic Cave, basically, it's just a win-win for anyone who wants to play it, really. Wait, what? This is more like the Mystic Cave boss, which, okay, I did not expect this. It's also more like the Oil Ocean boss, clearly. Basically, this is actually Oil Ocean's boss, but really well remade. But it even adds some more with those spikes falling from the ceiling. But those spikes are attackable, and I keep forgetting that thing goes free. There's no water, so I don't really need to worry about drowning when hitting that guy. Oh, that thing was about to target me. Great zone. You know what else is great? Subscribing to the channel, so you guys should all do that. So, I'm gonna see you next time, and goodbye.